Hey, what's going on, home improvement bitches? I am outside yet again. Before I actually move on to the project, we're gonna do a little story time. You see, I love my mother, and my mother loved roses. And I did not love roses as much as my mom loved. But I know that she did because we had a crap load of them in our front yard, and she tended after them like a kind curator that she was. So when she passed, anytime she would visit, she would bring along with her a very strong scent of wild roses. I know y'all think I am absolutely crazy for even saying that on camera, but I'm telling you it is true. Now, with everyone that you do love, every once in a while they become a terrible pain in the ass. And this is where it ties together. So my mom was a terrible pain in the ass when it came to her roses. I absolutely hated gardening. I was a teenage kid. Whoever wants to do gardening when they have cars and girls and everything else in front of them? Now, if you remember from last year, during the summer, I, with the help of my neighbor, was able to rip out those pathetic Dr. Seuss type of trees in the series that I called I'm Stumped. What I discovered once I did finally get them unearthed is that this climber rose and another one around the corner was able to have the resources needed to grow. I do not garden. I don't prune roses. I don't grow my own vegetables. I don't grow my own spices, none of that. But apparently my mom has come and visited permanently with that climbing rose. So now I have to figure out how to prune. And I got a couple of tutorials that I've watched, and I've talked to several people, and then I've had suggestions or volunteers. So I went to Home Depot and I bought some metal trellises. I found out that that is a better option than wood, as it'll deteriorate over time and with rain and moisture. And I'm hoping that I learned enough online that I can do it by myself, but you're gonna find out with me as I record it all. I have my first trellis of 4. I decided to take a couple of the branches or arms and attach him, see if he'll grow up to here and then maybe just fall over. I don't know, maybe I can train him to do that. And yes, I keep calling him a him because I have a tendency I've determined it's a him because he just does whatever he wants whenever he wants without any regard to direction, kind of like me. So here are my trellises. I decided on metal because that is better than wood. So the second one is set up. I just keep cruising along here. Here is my third trellis that I've set up. This next step I'm going to take with pruning and getting rid of some of the diseased branches and what have you is why I'm going to dub myself on any gardening site the Reluctant Gardener. Actually stumbled across that while spitballing with my neighbor about what I was up to, as he was what it seemed to be watering his driveway. I believe I can do this one here, and I got a few tips from the gardening lady Kelsey at Home Depot. According to the online videos that I watched for pruning and practicing, that these climbing roses, or climbing roses in general, prefer, or you get more blooms if you have them grow horizontally as opposed to vertically. So you can train, I don't even know if that's a feasible word, train your rose if you attach them horizontally, and they will grow that way and around. And then hopefully, with any luck, it'll bloom and get much more enlarged. That way it can cover up the trellis itself. Here's the fourth and final one. You can see that it doesn't have any growth. That's because I fully anticipate being able to grow them that way. I figured 2 rose bushes, 2 trellises a piece, and I'll go from there. If I need future development, I got all this wall space along the side of the house, and then in front of, and maybe I can trim or prune or what have you. I think I'm going to take a little closer look at them now that I've got them secured. See what I can do to pull away some of the disease or obviously dead ones, but if they're blooming, I won't touch them. Per the curator for the New York State Rose Garden, if you could prune her out mid to late winter, and then per Kelsey, don't do an entire branch right off the main root, but if you could just do it right below the leaf, it'll encourage not only new growth but healthier growth. So I'm going to move on to the other 2. Alright y'all, this reluctant gardener is done for the day. I've had about as much thorns in my hands and digging around in the dirt as much as I'm going to handle. I'm going to peace out for now, because there is a Home Depot free garden club I'm going to join. Yep, I'm going to take the plunge and then figure out a natural way to get rid of some aphids. Apparently they are occupying my roses and doing some van damage, so got to figure out how to organically or naturally get rid of them little bastards and see if my roses can grow healthier.